Hello everyone, I am Sumani. Now I am going to explain the topic of comparing using the final keyword and static final keyword for declaring constants in Java in providing the examples. And next, now let us come into the introduction part. So in Java, constants are used to define values that do not change during the execution of the program. So what we do is here constants we declare will not be changed in throughout the program. So for that variable, the value is assigned same for complete program. We cannot change the value of that variable when we want to consider it as a constant. We for that we use final keyword to make it constant throughout the program, and we cannot change the value. If we try to change, then there will be an error occurred. So in Java, so constants are used to define values that are do not change during the execution. And here there are two ways to declare the constants in Java. That is final keyword using and static final keyword. Here there is the difference between both of the keywords. So let us discuss in coming video. So this presentation will compare and contrast the usage of final and static final for declaring the constant. So I am going to explain this concept. Um, so in the picture, we define constant using the final keyword, and here we do have an example here. Final type name equal to value. This is a syntax for creating a variable. mm, which will be constant throughout the program using a final keyword, and final string company name equal to NESO Academy. So when we print that value that NESO Academy will be printed as output. And next, using the final keyword. When a variable is declared with the final keyword, its value cannot be changed. As I mentioned before, value will not be changed. If we want to change the program, then we have to remove the final keyword. Otherwise, we get error. So final variables are instance specific, meaning each instance of a class can have its own value for the constant. So here is an example, final int maximum value equal to 100. So that 100 will be fixed for the program. And final keyword can be used on variables, on classes, on methods. If we use for variables, that those variables will have the value constant throughout the program and will not be changed. And if we use for classes, that those classes will not be inherited. And and methods also we use final keyword we, for that so that we can prevent the method overriding. And next, benefits of using final keyword. So using this final keyword, it ensures that value of the constant remains constant throughout the program, and uh, final variables can be initialized at the runtime, allowing for dynamic constant value. So it can be initialized at runtime. And these final keywords are useful when each object of a class has its own unique constant values. Yes, we do. These are the benefits of of using final keyword. And next is static final keyword. It's similar to the final keyword, but here we use static. Static means we there is no need to create an object. If we use static final for variables, no problem. We can directly access that value. If we use static final for for classes, if we use static final, first of all, if we use final, we can prevent inheritance. If we use static, then there is no need to create an object for that class. And next is, um, and we can also use static final for methods also, where method overriding can be prevented, as I mentioned before. So when a variable is declared with the static final, it becomes class level constant, shared among the all instances of classes, all the objects it can be shared, but a class level constant will be maintained. So static final variables are initialized only once. These are initialized only once, and when the class is loaded into the memory. Yes, generally, initially, in the memory, classes will be loaded. So, static final variables are initialized only once. So, here is an example, static final double pi equal to 3.14. And here is an example for uh, static keyword. And next comes to the when to use this final. And mm, final versus static final, when to use. So we use this final keyword for the constants that require different values for each instance. So if we give different values to make it constant, we use final keyword. And when we use static final for the constant, means that they are meant to be shared. They can be shared and remain same across all the instances. If we create different objects for the classes, for the single class, so if we create many objects also, that static final keyword variable will be shared among all the objects, but it cannot be changed. It will be constant forever. So this is a slight difference between the final and static final. So here is a pictorial graph where I mentioned. So here is the instance variable km, object 1, object 2, object 3. It can be shared throughout the with all these objects, and we can access the instance variable. And static final means all the objects will be shared, and at the end it can only have the same value at the end. All the instances share the same memory. Each object has its own memory space for the instrument. This is the main difference. And next, coming to the conclusion. So final keywords and static final keywords, we choose between them based on the conditions we want. If we want to share among our classes, then we use static final. If we want to keep the variable constant throughout the program, then we use final keyword. So it's the main difference. So both static final and final are useful for declaring the constants in Java, and it also has specific purpose based on the requirements. And understanding the difference between this final and static manner helps in designing efficient and different programs, and maintain the Java code compatible and flexible. Thank you. I hope you all understood the concept of static final and final. Thank you.